What's up, my piano friends? Zach Evans here, and today I'm going to teach you a simple blues improv technique that you can use today. Now, this is going to be the simple, easy version. A kindergartner could learn this version, and I bet you $1 million you could play this even if you've never touched a piano in your life. And the reason I say that is I've taught this to so many beginner piano students, and as long as they put in the practice and the work, they can always play it. All right, so first, here's a quick demo of what the final product is gonna sound like. Remember, if this looks really complicated and really challenging, trust me, once we break it down, it's gonna be a lot easier. All right, here's the demo. All right, that might have looked really hard and complex, and a lot of piano teachers, they'll just show something like that, and then they'll teach you the notes and be like, all right, go play it. And this really sucks as a beginner because that's like telling somebody to jump to the second floor of a building instead of going to the stairs and taking the step-by-step approach where we start off simple and we gradually add complexity until you can play what I just played there. Now, here's how this video is going to work. We're going to take the stairs, all right? We're going to take the easier path to the top. And we're going to start off with simply 3 notes, and then we're going to slowly and gradually add on more notes one by one until you're improvising across the whole keyboard. And also with that, we're going to do some call and response exercises. Now, these are actually some really fun exercises where I'll play a little blues riff and then you play it back, and then I play it again, and then you play it back, and we alternate playing it. And it really helps kind of get the attitude and the vibe of the blues into your bones, and we're gonna really take it step by step. All right, one last thing before we get started. This is very, very important. I want you to promise me and to commit to watching this entire video and actually doing the exercises. All right, if you halfway through this video click off on cat videos and spend the next 5 hours of your life watching cat videos, I'm gonna be pissed, right? Because I know that this works. I know you'll be so much happier actually putting in a little bit of effort, going through the whole video and learning something on piano than, wasting on your time watching cat videos. And I know YouTube can be very addicting like that, but if you could just promise me that you're gonna stick on this video. All right, so we're gonna get started with only 3 notes. We're gonna start with C, E flat, and F. And these are the only 3 notes you're going to use to improvise. Remember, this is step 1, so you're not jumping to the second floor of the building. You're only taking the first step. So we're going to take these 3 notes. We're not going to worry about the left hand at all. You're just going to focus on the right hand. Now, the big secret is if you play just these 3 notes in any order and any variation, you can play them over the blues progression, and it's always going to sound good. Let me just show you what I mean. So even just by playing these 3 notes, you literally already know how to improvise. By the way, I'll take my $1 million now. I accept PayPal or credit card. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But seriously, you could improvise just using these 3 notes. But of course, we're going to take it to the next level, and we're going to start expanding the notes. Now, the beauty and the really cool thing about these 3 notes is I'm going to show you how to expand these 3 notes into 15 notes with 0 extra work on your part. Here's how it works. We can take any C, E flat, and F on the keyboard, and any C across the keyboard, it's always gonna sound good over a blues progression. So remember, to find your C, you just find the 2 black notes, and the C is the note right below it. So we could take C, E flat, F. Those are always gonna sound good. C, E flat, F, C, E flat, F. Any ones on the keyboard over the blues, it will always sound good. Let me just show you what I mean. So just by learning 3 notes, you've actually learned 15 different notes that you can improvise over. How cool is that? And guess what? We're going to take it even a step further. Now check this out. This is what we're going to call C position. these three notes that we just learned because we start on a C. So we're just gonna call it C position for now. Now we can play these same notes in G position and they're also gonna sound amazing over this chord progression. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna find a G. Now the G is the note, if you take the three black notes, between the first two notes, that's a G, all right? So if we take this shape, and imagine I literally freeze my hand so it doesn't move, I lift it up and I simply move it over to a G. And I take G, B flat, and C, the same muscle memory as we learned here. These same three notes starting on a G are also gonna sound great over this progression. And guess what? Just like our C, we can take any G on the keyboard and we can repeat this process. So we can take these three notes, or we can find another G, so find the three, and in the middle there's a G. We could take these three, we could take any those three notes on the keyboard. So now we have and I know you can't see my hands up there, but they're playing a G as well. So how cool is that? You just learned three notes. You can play them in any order, and now you can move them all around the keyboard. I mean, you probably have like 25 to 30 notes to work with already. But guess what? I don't want to stop here. I want to start doing some call and response, because call and response is a great way to kind of get the vibe and the attitude of the blues down. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to show you a short blues riff. Then I'm going to play it, and then you're going to play it. Then I'm going to play it, then you, then me, then you. So you're going to play it a total of 3 times. Now, the reason I do this is because let's say you mess up the first time. Now, on the second time, maybe you can get it right, or on the third time, you have another chance to get it right. All right, so first we're going to take a very simple one. Remember, we're starting step by step. We're going to take it very easy. So the first one is just the note C 5 times. It's going to sound like this. All right, so let's do the call and response. Now you play. Dun, 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 dun. Now me. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. Now me. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I hope that was pretty easy for you. If it seems too easy, what I want you to do is just really focus on getting perfect rhythm and the notes perfectly in time. All right, if this was challenging for you, you might have to rewind the video a couple times and work it a couple times through until you got it. All right, now we're gonna make it simply slightly harder. Remember, we're doing step by step, very small steps to get to the top of the building. So now we're just gonna do this. So it's going to be 3 C's, then up to an E flat, back to a C. All right, let's try this one. Now your turn. Dun, 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 dun. Now me. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. Now me. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. All right, now let's do another one, slightly harder, and then we're gonna move on to something else. All right, so the next one is gonna be this: C, E flat, F, E flat, C. So it kind of just goes up and then back down. All right, let's try this one. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. Now me. Now you. Dun, na, 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 na. Now me. Now you. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I hope this call and response stuff is starting to work. This is the process of learning. You start very easy and we slowly are gonna add more notes and slowly the rhythms are gonna get more challenging. Now, I could have made one super long video that just has a progression all the way from beginning to expert, but it doesn't really make sense because one, it's gonna be a super long video. Two, as somebody, you might want to, for example, repeat all the beginner exercises, 4 or 5 times before you move on to the next one. So it really would be better to have this split into a bunch of different videos in a video series. So that's what I actually did for you guys. I created a bunch of bonus videos that go along with this video. And I also created a bonus PDF cheat sheet that will help you guys remember all the notes. Now, to get this bonus, what I want you to do right now is there's going to be a link in the description of this video, as well as probably somewhere on the screen. I want you to click that link, and it's going to bring you to this page. Now, this is the sign up page to get all the bonuses, and you also get access to my free Become a Piano Superhuman course. Yes, all this stuff is 100% free. All you do is you enter your first name here, your email address here, you click Get My Bonuses, and it's gonna go to this page. Now, this is the bonus page, and as you can see, first it has some instruction video, and then it has a bunch of videos. So this is level 1. Beginner, right? So you start off here, you do the beginner exercises. It's just like the call and response exercises that we just did. It's the exact same thing. Then there's gonna be level 2, so it's a little bit harder. Still a beginner level, but a little bit harder. Then level 3, intermediate. Level 4, intermediate. Level 5, advanced. Level 6, advanced. And level 7, expert, which is really, once you get past this level, you're gonna be a great blues improviser. But we take it step by step so you don't get frustrated, you don't get overwhelmed. It gradually increases the effectiveness. All right, and then underneath that, we have some free play tracks. Now these free play tracks, it's pretty simple. Basically, they just have the left hand pattern. So if you wanna start improvising without me playing and without the call and response, you can do it over these tracks. So for example, here's the slow version. So it's gonna start playing. I hope you can hear that. And then you could just go to your piano. And so on. So there's a slow version, a medium version, and a fast version. So I really tried to put a ton of stuff on this resources page to help you guys. It took me a long time, but I think it's gonna be worth it because it'll help you go from 0 to 100 as fast as possible. There's also a download for each of these tracks. So if you click this, and then you click these 3 dots and hit download, you can download it in case you wanna put it on your phone or an MP3 player. That way it's not on your computer. And lastly, there's the PDF cheat sheet down here. So if you click Blues Piano Cheat Sheet, comes up right this, so it shows you the names of the notes, C position and G position, exactly what to play. And this is the normal one, and this is with extensions. We're gonna talk about extensions right after this. But for now, just worry about the normal 3 notes. Okay, so what I want you to do, I don't want you to stop the video. I want you to continue to watch the rest of this YouTube video, but right now, actually pause the video for a second and just go get access to these resources just to make sure you get them, and then watch the rest of the video. All right, pause the video now. All right, now we're back at the piano and we're gonna talk about extensions. So basically extending these notes, very simple extensions to give us even more notes to play with. So our first extension is gonna be this F sharp. So remember, we already have these 3 notes. These are our main notes. And now we're just adding this F sharp with our 4th finger, and we can add it into the mix. So it sounds like this. It's a very popular song among blues piano players. So all we're gonna do is play for this. And within the exercises in the bonus section, it's gonna have specific call and response exercises for using this 4th finger. Now I wanna have a little secret for you guys right now. I'm sure you guys have heard of the blues scale. And a lot of teachers teach the blues scale to improvise over. Well, guess what? You just learned the blues scale and you probably don't even realize it. The blues scale are these notes. Well, guess what we already learned? We learned our first 3 notes, then the extension, and then moved to G position, and we have the last 3 notes. So you literally already learned the blues scale, but isn't it easier to learn in 3-note chunks instead of learning the whole thing at once? So that's what I'm trying to do in this video. I'm trying to really simplify it. for you guys. All right, so let's talk about another extension. So now we have our 3 notes, we have our top extension. We can also add a lower extension. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our second finger and we're gonna move it to this B flat. And this is always gonna sound good as well. So we have, so it adds another cool bluesy note to the mix. Now the secret to this note is we want to keep our thumb hovering over this C while we play this B flat with our second finger. Because the reason is a lot of beginners, they play this B flat and they move the entire hand down, and now it's hard to get back to their home base of these 3 notes. So they'll be like, and they'll be like, oh, where is it? Oh, there's the C, okay, it's here. And then they get back on track. So if we keep our C locked down here, it gives us an anchor point. So when we play this B flat, it's easy to come back into this position. So just make sure that when you're playing this B flat, you keep your thumb on this C. All right, so now we have 5 notes in C position. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So now let's talk about some extensions in G position, and it's gonna be very similar to the C extension notes. So if we go to G, here's our G position. We can add an upper extension, which is this C sharp. Now the C sharp is actually not part of the blues scale. It's just a note that sounds cool. I won't go into the advanced theory behind minor ninths, but just know you can play this note and it sounds cool. Here's what it's gonna sound like. Very, very bluesy note. Now with the G position, we also have the option to add this upper extension as well, still played with our 4th finger. Now this upper extension isn't quite as harsh and bluesy as this one is. It's a little more mellow. So here's what it sounds like. As opposed to the other one. So you can mix those in when you're improvising to give it different colors. All right, so now we have our G position, 2 upper extensions, and we're gonna add a lower extension now, which is this F sharp with your second finger. And just like for our C position, when we play this F sharp, we wanna keep our thumb on G so we can quickly get back up to G position and not lose our place. So here's what this one sounds like. So this one has a very, to me, like boogie woogie kind of feel to it. So now let's just do a quick review of all these notes. These are gonna be on the cheat sheet and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so we have our home base, our C position, C, E flat, and F. We have our upper extension, this F sharp, and our lower extension, the B flat. Then we also have our G position, 3 notes. We have this upper extension, also this upper extension, and a lower extension. Now with these notes, you can go very, very, very far into the improvisational world. I mean, literally the point where people will be like, oh, you're a pro blues piano player. That's what people will say just by knowing this, without knowing any other scales, any other music theory. So I'd really suggest drilling all this stuff in using the bonuses, call and response exercises in that section. Now, the next step for this will be to go onto the left hand. I'm kind of realizing as I'm recording this that this is going to be a super long video, and I kind of want you to just focus on the right hand right now. So I'm going to make a second video in the future, and I'll put a link somewhere in this video to that has the left hand part, and not only the left hand part, but how to drill it in correctly so you can play it on autopilot without even thinking about it and just worry about improvising with your right hand. But that's going to be in another video. All right, so what I want you to do right now is click the link in this video or in the description, go to the bonus section, start at the beginner level, and start going through all the call and response exercises to really drill this stuff in, right? Don't just watch the video, but really take action.